The following game has no ESRB rating, nor is there a listing of any sort of restrictive content that may appear in the game. However, I do know for a fact that it does include violence, bloodshed, explosions, fire, and the death of people and various animals. So, if I were to guess as to what its rating would be, I would say either teen or mature. So, that being said, viewer discretion is advised, and I recommend that anyone under the age of 13 not watch the following video. You have been warned.
Greetings and salutations, I am Outlier and I bid you welcome to this channel. Joining me today is of course my usual co-hosts, Snowball and Wolf. And today we're returning back to Rimworld. So the premise of Rimworld is that you usually effectively control a small group of colonists as they build a colony on the surface of a sci-fi-esque planet at the edge of known space, and the computer tries and 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 tries over and over again to, well, basically kill off your colonists. There are some beneficial things that the AI sometimes does, but it's one of those games that you basically play until you fail. I'll get to that. And I say usually because I'm playing it slightly differently. For my own in-head storyline purposes, I'm playing my colonists as a group of high-tech space marines sent to the planet to fight the space pirates that live there. And their task is to basically travel from village to village, moving their forward operating base as they go, wiping out as many pirates as they can until they can manage to reach the actual in-game objective of a landed spaceship that the game auto-generates on the other side of the planet. And once they get there, they prep the ship, climb aboard, and take off. And that's the plan. In reality, I've probably played about, I think, 2 in-game years, and they haven't really moved from their starting point. But we're getting around to that. This game is, of course, made by... Thank you again. And that being said, let us begin. Okay, so this is our primary forward operating base, known as FOB Antioch. And these are the Space Marines. Well, technically anybody in mostly power armor is the Space Marine. We've had a few extra members join through guilt-tripping them after we captured them when they tried to attack us. I think a few people showed up because they're being chased by bandits and other not nice people. And then one person just walked in off the edge of the map out of the blue and said, "I'm part of your group now." And we haven't slaughtered them mercilessly. But yeah, these are the troops. And as I said, this is the primary forward operating base. I do have a second colony, technically, sort of ish, known as FOB Talonis. So if we go to Talonis, I have a small group of people here because this is the base that we're taking apart. It was a former pirate base, much like Antioch was, and we attacked the place, killed everybody who was currently residing there or had them flee, took all their stuff, and had used it for our own purposes. I don't think you want to know what I was going to say. Plus, the rooster probably wouldn't let me. So, they said we're in the process of taking this place apart. It did just turn spring and somebody is starving. Why is Ophelia starving? Actually, multiple people seem to be starving. Where was that? No, just one. Well, she's going to consume a meal, so we should be fine there. Colonists lack treatment, and somebody does not have a gun. As I said, the only two people who are usually here year-round are Hercules and Sky. These two right here. And everybody else currently at Talonis is here with, well, all of our pack animals to basically take this place, further take this place apart. We did just recently take this apart, and I think I have it scheduled where we're taking apart we're taking apart the kitchen and dining area. That's probably going to be all that the pack mules can carry. After that, once they get back, probably the storage supply area that I have here, and then if it takes more than one trip, probably the kitchen and the food storage area. Why is there a yak sleeping in the... No, I don't want to know why there's a yak sleeping in the 9-degree Fahrenheit food storage area. It's a yak. I checked. That's actually comfortable for them. So that's why there's no barn here, and there is, well, here. I have a whole bunch of sheep. I have a whole bunch of, I would say cows, but I don't actually have cows. I have some Labrador retrievers. Oh, there's some alpaca here that aren't mine. What else is here? This sloth, a bunch of horses, some alpaca, turkeys. No muffalo. I would like some muffalo because I only have 2 male muffalo. Still no muffalo. Okay, whatever. I digress. So that is where we're currently at, and if we go... Outworld on quests. Go to active quests. I currently have 2. The Brigand Lay. Well, actually, arguably have 3. But the... So the quest Ship to the Stars is a landed ship that I talked about in the initial opening, which is what I consider the end goal for my colonist/military unit. So as I said, it's on the other side of the world. So if we go all the way around here, select Antioch on the route planner, go back up to the landed ship, click that, and it takes 45.4 days going this way. And it seems like every time I try this, in every different season and every different year, it always takes me down a different path. So I think so I'm basically traveling around the coast this way, down south and then up, whereas it's taking me really down south. It's tundra area. Here. But last time I did this, last episode, midwinter, it actually took me up and around this way. So Every time's a new adventure. But I've yet to commit to any direction because I haven't really moved anywhere. I do also have a couple other quests. The other quest you saw in the quest log was this bandit camp where I have 14 days to basically take it out. Because some High Stellock of the Refugee Emperor asked us to do so. I get camp loot, an Elix staff, and some plasteel. So there's that. And the other quest, not arguably a quest, is this climate adjuster. That's apparently guarded by a manhunter pack of 3 ibexes. And I forget exactly why this climate adjuster showed up, but it did. And I didn't take it out yet because it was midwinter and the climate adjuster actually raised the temperature, making it a mild winter. So it was actually to my benefit at the point. It's now no longer winter, and I'm assuming in summer months it's going to make it even hotter, so I should probably focus on taking it out now. But it is, well, now midnight on the 3rd of September, so I'm going to let everybody sleep, and then so her injuries are now treated. Lincoln's just wandering about, so I mean he's in no real danger. Just got hit in the head, well, torso and leg by a submachine gun. So I think somebody actually hit him with the submachine gun as opposed to shooting him. I'm assuming that's a fieldless charge rifle. So I'm going to let her grab a meal and then, yeah. Had to grab a meal and then a weapon. Almost forgot to say that. Running theme of mine. I don't actually say what I'm going to do until after I do it. That, or it just looks that way on account of not exactly being keeping the audio that I speak in sync with the actual game. But I digress. Great Bros are now fully researched, so what else do I want to research? Technically, what I really want to work for is, or work towards, I should say, is the cargo pod launcher. That way people don't actually have to walk like a week to get to a new location. Just fire them off when they land there. I don't actually remember where it is. Oh, transport pod, there it is. So I actually need microelectronics, and I was just working through the various extra things that I don't really plan on using, but would be nice to have before moving on, but we're probably going to be moving on sooner rather than later, so let's get microelectronics done, which would actually get me a better workbench, which I would then need to build, which I don't believe I actually have space for in this workshop. Well, as soon as Lincoln collapses, he can get treatment. And something's on fire. Why is the fire all the way out here? Well, why is it telling me that there's fire all the way out here? Probably because, yeah, this was a site of something. It blew up. There was fire. I put it in a home location, so I selected a home location so that way it wouldn't burn everything, and I forgot to remove it. So there's that. Good point now. And Lincoln has a minor brake risk. Alright, so now he's no longer all crazy, so now he can sleep in a hospital bed. And since Jenny here is now my technically de facto doctor here, she can now treat him. Okay, so now that this building is done, this was going to be my med bay. And yes, I'm well aware that it's technically a military base with no defenses. There was a defensive line, I've had to expand around it. I didn't build new defenses. Probably should have, but didn't. One power. We just simply stick power conduits in the walls. Connect it to the grid in multiple locations. And yeah, that should be enough beds. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15 people. And that's 14 beds. Yeah, 14 beds. I mean, if I need a bed for everyone, then there's going to be no one treating people, so probably should put in lights. Oh look, an eclipse. Goody. I talk about needing to put in lights and it suddenly goes dark. I think the eclipse is actually planet-wide. Which would make sense, given that it's a eclipse. What quest expires in 13 hours? Oh yeah, this quest that I was just ignoring. So I do have one quest that's available. It's another Stelarch from the Refugee Empire. Refugee Empire has quite a few Stelarchs. Making requests. They're going to have 3 groups of tribe people from the Kanto Alliance have been harassing his caravans in the area. So he asks that he's going to I send them a challenging message, attracting them to attack one of my settlements and eliminate the threat myself. First group of tribe people consists of 16 people, and there's going to be 2 more requests, 2 more groups of people just after them. So figure for basically about 50 people, and an entire small army is going to attack my base in about 3 waves, and they'll attack after 3 days of sending the challenge. And I can accept the quest for a bunch of Elix stuff and a psychic reader and some more plasteel, some gold, more Elix stuff, or just goodwill. Yeah, I guess I should point out for anybody who hasn't seen the past episodes, for anybody who has played Rimworld, if you normally take a quest from the Refugee Empire, which they seem to be the ones giving out the majority of the quests for reasons not fully shared with me, you can usually get exchanged quests or what's known as royal favor, which is another method of getting off the planet. Basically, you essentially join the Refugee Empire on a auxiliary basis, and 1 or more of your people are basically given ranks in their society, and your rank is determined by the amount of royal favor that you have. So the more royal favor, the higher you're ranked. And there are some perks and disadvantages to said royal favor. One of them being the ability to cast psionic abilities. And if you get your rank high enough and your colony developed high enough, you can actually ask that the leader of the Imperial faction, here it's called the Refugee Empire, somewhere different game is called something else, but they can visit for a time, and if they like what they see, they make the offer of allowing your people to join him on the fleet in orbit, and that's another way of getting off planet. However, much like the whole storyline where my people are a group of space marines, part of that storyline is that they work for another interstellar government simply known as the Commonwealth, mostly because I can't be bothered to actually create an actual decent name and create backstory for it. But part of being part of the Commonwealth means is that they can't actually accept royal favor, so they get paid in stuff instead. There's that. Also, another thing is that I can't technically go to war with a faction I'm not already at war with. So, if we look at the factions, you can see I'm friendly with the neutral actually, with the Refugee Empire, the Lehane Federation, and the Camelosci Pact. Whereas I'm hostile with the Cotenador Kin League, the rough outlier union, the Gregus Broco, which is a fierce native tribe, the Kanto Alliance, which is a savage local tribe. Not quite certain what the differences between fierce and savage are. I'm guessing the savage attack you more. And then there's also the pirates, which, personal storyline wise, I'm actually on the planet to fight. So I guess the savage tribe would be the native equivalent of the pirates. Don't really explain that sort of bit, and I never bothered to find out on my own time. So there's that. And it's raining. So Jenny's now suffering from a minor break risk. She's unhappy because she slept in the cold. She's soaking wet. She's in an unsettling environment and in serious pain because she received a permanent gunshot injury from a heavy submachine gun. I do have what's known as a healer MICT serum, which I brought with me, which is this magical cure-all that will restore one health issue with a particular colonist. So, it could heal like a gunshot wound or minor to fatal injury, or near fatal injury, because fatal injuries can't be healed without something else. And I don't have any other doctors here, or do I? No, I do not. Okay, never mind. Just cancel that until, well, I get another healer in. And I probably should have had them pack up everything. Well, they're still in the process of... No, actually, that's down, so... Just uninstall all of this. Uninstall this. Uninstall this. Deconstruct all of this. Don't deconstruct this, but uninstall it. And now that that's gone, before I remove the floor, and you know what? That was relatively easier than I thought. Let's also have them remove the roof of this area, which is technically their sleeping accommodations, I know, but... Uninstall this. That's a power conduit. Uninstall this. Uninstall this. Deconstruct the walls and the floor. The power conduit. Probably should not have them be doing this. Oh, it's 1400 hours. So it's just past noon, technically. And then, once again, we remove the floor. Now then remove the floor there too. It's raining here too, so, but technically, they just took apart their quarters and, Alright, so now that that's all gone, if we go back to world, form caravan, back to here. Okay, so we're going to have Jet, Yoko, Stanislav, and Tater, because Hercules and Sky stay at stay at Talonis until it gets fully decommissioned, as well as every pack animal that we have. We'll be going back to Antioch. Apparently there's a boomalope too. So, why not? It's going with us. Okay, so travel supplies, all the hay. I guess, okay. But in terms of items, apparently a bunch of dead things. Basically taking all the furniture back with us, as well as the stand lamp. Keep the resurrector serums here, as well as the blocks, the plasteel, the steel. I actually have a ridiculously large number of carrying capacity. Also take all the leathers with us, the chem fuel, and 10 of the components. Wow. They can actually take all the wood too. No, I'll leave them with 100 wood. Take the embroidery as well. Yeah, so they should be leaving Hercules and Sky with the 2 Resurrector Mech Serums, 10 components, and 100 wood. Everything else should be, and 735 silver. 34 silver. But you know what? Let's actually leave them with 200 silver, just in case a random trader comes by and they have a small little nice trinket that I want, but not enough to make the raiders think, oh look, this rich settlement's only guarded by 2 people. Let us kill the guardians and take all their stuff. Because in addition to not being able to accept royal favor, attacking pirates, and not going to war with somebody I'm not already at war with, anything that I can't take with me gets destroyed. Let's take all the carcasses back with us as well. And this one steel slag chunk, because why not? And I still actually have spare room. Well, that's going to make things interesting. Caravan only has 4.9 days worth of food and will become hungry quickly. Are you sure you want to form this caravan? Given the fact that they're only 0.6 days away from Antioch at this time of day and this weather, they're going to be fine. Form it and let's go. Yeah, just making certain that Sky is still going to be cooking meals here. Eclipse is ending, but it's at midnight, so no one probably noticed. Oh, and I also have a pair of new lovers. And they are Stanislav and Yoko. Because Stanislav tried to flirt with Yoko by describing her as a maniac pine tree. Apparently that's a pickup line where he's from. Yoko was attracted and is now Stanislav's lover. Stanislav and Yoko want to sleep together, so you're assigning them a double bed. Cool. Where am I going to fit a double bed? I mean, it's easy. I have like 2 here. But they're occupied by Lincoln and Ophelia, as well as Bowman and whoever Bowman is married to. Okay, so Bowman isn't married to anybody, but she's Tater's lover. Well, this room currently isn't occupied, so we'll uninstall this bed. Move the lamp down one. Reinstall. Well, we'll wait until they move the lamp. Once the lamp gets moved, the dresser gets moved here, I'll put in another one of these things and then upgrade the bed. And that can be where the two new lovers are, sleep. And the caravan is away. They really did take practically everything. Left a hyperweave bed, two hyperweave bed rolls. Interesting. And some of the herbal medicine. Look, somebody's throwing a party. Bowman is throwing a party. Goody. And there's a solar flare rendering all electronics useless. So we'll turn that into the medical bay because that's its purpose. And these will no longer be medical beds. So spare room. I have random guinea pig carcass in here. Okay, so that's over and done with. Would say I have an issue on the fact that the electric stove isn't working, but for once I actually have plenty of food here, so I'm not too worried. And somebody was starving. Planting new crops. I do have a whole pile of hay grass here for them to eat. Caravan has arrived at Antioch. Oh, goody. In hindsight, I probably should pay attention to what's being stored here because it actually looks like I'm running low on room again. And a couple of sheep have given birth to more sheep. Enjoy. So these two are now idle. Okay, so this has been prepped, so we'll put this here. And I can't actually build an end table, the spare end table, until the dresser gets moved, but I can put down a double bed. And now that Tater's back, who's the backup medic, I can put in where to have the healer mech serum. Now I should point out that the healer mech serum is actually randomized, so it could repair her right eye, it could regrow her right middle toe. One of the two. Okay, so now that that's been built, where is end table? The end table right there, and set owner Stanislav, and who's Stanislav in love with now? Yoko Farmer. Okay. As opposed to Yuko. I have like two people by practically the same name. Stanislav, and then I actually have Yoko Psychic, Yuko Marine. I guess Farmer's a last name? Yep, lover Stanislav. Yeah, Farmer's her last name. Her former job was a church psychic. Because apparently churches need psychics. Oh, goody, an alpaca's present. Pregnant. Somebody is suffering from boredom. It's a dead squirrel. Alright, so these people are either needed of recreation or are assigned to recreation but are bored of every available source of recreation. Hercules the Sky. Get them some more recreational variety. So they can do solitary relaxation, social interaction, or basically play with horseshoes. And neither of them want to do that, so... I mean, I guess I could technically put in a, chess table. It's just the two of them. Never actually had people be bored or, well, idle long enough that they end up being bored. So, that's something new. And I don't remember exactly how much healer mech serum I actually have. Alright, so that was done with. Was it? Alright, so she basically put on a hat. Don't know if Tater actually did what I told him to do. Or she realized, oh look, shiny new hat, and left to put it on. Alright, so her permanent gunshot injury has been healed. So she's still missing a middle toe, but she no longer has a bullet scar on her eye, which is probably for the best. And it's a new day, full of new promise, new opportunity, so forth, so on, so forth and so on. What wildlife is here that they can shoot? We'll have them hunt the ibexes, simply because it's just the two of them, and I don't want them going after any significantly large game. Have them hunt the raccoons too. There is a timber wolf on the field, so I'll leave the... You know what? I'll not hunt the gazelles and leave them for the timber wolf. You know what? I will hunt the gazelles, but not the ibexes. I'll also take out all the small critters in the forms of the rats and the squirrels. But I won't have them hit the boom rat because it's no longer raining by the looks of it. And things like boom rats and boomalopes like going boom when they die. Hence the name. So I only like hunting them when it's raining, because so that way the weather puts out the fire. Okay, so now that now that everybody's unpacked, but it doesn't look like everybody's unpacked. Okay, now that it looks like that everybody's unpacked, we're going to send the team out, another caravan out again. Caravan, go here, accept. And who do I want to go? No, we'll send Blue Chief. Well, yeah, we'll send Blue Chief. Jenny's the medic, so I don't want to send her. Yuko. No, I'll send Yoko and Stanislav as well. When did a squirrel join my animals? I need to both pay attention more and not ask questions like that, because I am not going to get the answer. Donkey, more alpacas. Now, I would like it if they would just simply have, if They didn't break down all the animals in this large of a kind of a list. Because you do have some where it's alpaca 16, alpaca 17, alpaca 15, and then you'll have basically 6 animals stacked on top of each other. So I'm not exactly certain what differentiates one group from another. I mean, I'm sure age does, as the yak calves are separate from the actual yaks. And I'm sure each animal that's pregnant is listed separately, but I think alpaca 6, well, for some reason alpaca 6 is listed separately from everybody else. So they're taking 304 hay, 32 simple meals, 6 things of herbal medicine, 4 hyperweed bedrolls, and nothing really else, because they're going to go to pick up stuff, not take stuff to there. So yeah, they have 4.6 units of food, and they'll get there in again 0.2 days. So send that. Confirm. And the caravan should now be off. And we're experiencing. We now have visitors, and somebody has something to trade. So, who is the better socialist between Sky and Hercules? Well, it's Hercules, so we'll have them see what they're offering. And if it's under 200 silver, maybe. Alright, so they have a couple packaged survival meals, a couple components, some medicine, and a sniper rifle. Well, everybody's either armed with energy weapons or can't shoot anyway, so take the components and I always seem to need more components, so I'll just take the components. I would say I'll take the medicine too, but most of my medicine's herbal medicine, and they usually need more than like 1 or 2 meds for whatever medical stuff that they're doing. It would be nice if I could actually make meds, and technically I can through research, but medicine production requires an item I can't actually make, so. At least not in the base game. I believe that there are mods and other things out there that would allow you to do that, but I haven't downloaded any mods, mostly because I haven't bothered to go digging through the Steam Workshop to do that. Alright, so we should probably take out the climate adjuster and probably that bandit camp. So this is going to be a military operation, so we'll take Jet, Lincoln. I do have another cook, so send Ophelia out. And Tater, in case they need a medic. Yeah, so I'll leave Jenny, Bowman, Yoko, and Minoka back at the base camp. And again, they're going to take 36 simple meals, 4 herbal medicines, the remaining 8 herbal medicines, the remaining 4 bedrolls. You know what? Let's actually have them take more than that. Although they can't really take much more than that, because it's just them and they don't have a pack mule. Have them take 32 herbal medicines, so that's 8 apiece. Yeah. And they'll get there in 0.7 days, so they'll have plenty of food. And send them out. It's foggy rain. And the caravan has arrived at Colonists, and they're now reading as low food. Yoko's actually sleeping in the fridge. And Tater's caravan is now on its way. Alright, so the bedrolls haven't been dropped off yet, so I guess they're not sleeping in sleeping bags. That one goes there. Where are the other two? Stanislav's off hunting a squirrel, okay. And a sheep is pregnant. This is apparently a yak. And the visitors are now leaving. Okay, good. Oh, there are the bedrolls. 3 of the bedrolls. Another alpaca's pregnant. We take a couple alpaca calves with us? Apparently we did. Okay then. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do here is remove this roof and this roof, because we're going to be taking apart the outer barrier and all this stuff. Since these aren't needed anymore, we'll just ignore them. So apparently the power lines are disconnected now. No, they're connected through here. Okay, never mind. Moot point. Move the floor here. Get rid of these sleeping spots because we can just install the bedrolls, because I have no idea if this is going to take more than 1 day. So just install these right here. Actually, we'll get rid of these two. And Yoko is now sad wandering because she's apparently recreation deprived. I mean, we have a chess set and a horseshoe pin. What more could you want? Other than, well, pretty much everything. Alright, so the caravan has arrived at the climate adjuster. So these guys are now going into a fight, and it's in the middle of a desert. One gazelle down. Or ibex. Well, they're all dead now, so. Moot point. Now, is there any wood here? Oh, look, some camels. Or dromeries, as they're called. I'm not certain if they have enough spare room to actually take these carcasses back. One thought that I had would be set up a campfire and just basically butcher them. So, claim that. Walk in. There's the climate adjuster. Shoot it. Hopefully it doesn't explode. This is not actually roofed.
Alright, and that's now gone. Get a bunch of steel, a couple of components, and some plasteel. And the rest of this. Remove any roof that might be here. Should actually probably undraft them so they can actually do any of that. I mean, it doesn't look like there's actually a roof here, so I could just have them deconstruct everything. Instead of deconstructing, they just decide to clean. Whereas they are, one guy is meditating and... Well, no, Lincoln and Jet do have construction set to our primary task, so... Lincoln's just starting to take apart a wall, but because it's stone, it's going to take forever. And so in the meantime... Chop that down. Chop that down. I don't need the... Let's say I don't need a fire pit to actually butcher the creatures. As that's an entirely separate spot. Add build butcher creature. Do forever. Of course, then the question becomes, is somebody actually going to do that? You know, Fear is the primary cook, so... She's going to harvest a cactus. Set up a campfire right there. Meantime, these guys are just still sitting here. So. Deconstruct that and then you can sleep. Alright, so Shaman Merchant from the Solose Pact is approaching the area of colonists. Alright, so I don't really have much coin, but what is he carrying? I'm always curious. Alright, so the Shaman Merchant has a bunch of guinea pigs, some donkey, well, actually no, those are my donkeys. Some neurotropamine, which is the one ingredient that I can't actually make, that I need to turn herbal medicine into medicine. Also has some beer, some psychic equipment, and some gold. Also some herbal medicine, some plasteel. I mean, I would like the neurotropamine, but I don't actually have much in the way of coin. Yeah. I have like 120. I have 125 silver, and to buy it all will be nearly 600. So nothing else that's interest. I'll just let them. I'm good. Because I didn't break out the sleeping bags. I still got them. And another quest is now available. So, Knight Arigol Angelos of the Refugee Empire needs people to help harvest crops. He's asking for you to lend 3 colonists to serve him for 7 days. He will send a shuttle to pick up the colonists. And I can get a psychic sensitizer, some plasteel, or an Elix Masterwork vest, or just some goodwill.
I'll think about it. Alright, so a new day is dawning. So what we're going to do is... I'm assuming all the roofs are now... No, actually, no, there's still a roof here. And here, for that matter. So they're still working on things. Chief is suffering from a minor break risk. Yoko's no longer wandering in sadness, which is probably a good thing, because they're going to be leaving soon in a couple of days, and I don't like leaving people behind. We're going to deconstruct that. We're going to deconstruct this. These as well. We're actually going to uninstall the batteries. And a donkey has gone mad. Some sort of psychic wave has swept over the landscape. Your colonists are okay, but it seems many of the donkeys in the area have been driven insane. So I got 3 donkeys are going to attack my settlement. Okay then. Really should have designated a safe area. Let's see. Animals. I mean, I have 4 areas. There's the home, area 1, area 2. I guess area 2 is technically the safe area. So, what I like having is a designated area for all the animals to basically hide in during, well, combat. So that way they don't get attacked by whatever's attacking, and they don't stray into the line of fire, because animals are generally oblivious to things. So, just have every animal hide in there. We'll just watch them all filter in. One donkey's injured, another's dead, and the second one's dead. Do I wish to keep this donkey? Not really. Move forward, and shoot it. Okay, they're all dead. Moving right along. And now that the emergency is now over, all the animals get back out to Area 1, which should allow them to filter out through, well, most of the map. Outside of areas that I've designated that they can't walk into, like sleeping quarters, the food storage area, that sort of thing. Okay, so that's now done. 20 wood, and how much wood is here? 18. Gonna spoil in 1.7 days. I don't see the point. Just cancel that. Construct that. Remove the floor. And then they can just simply up and leave. Yoko's injured. So basically a donkey kicked her in the arm and leg, left arm and leg. So I think that's what the radius is. Caravan has been detected. Caravan has been detected in 2.4 days. Reinforcing outliers from the Kodor Kinlig will be arriving in the area. Reform a caravan and begin moving to avoid the outliers. Timer counting down to their arrival is now visible. Okay, so that's the climate adjuster. Well, that's okay. The floor is almost gone, so now that that's gone, go back to the world. And we have them reform the caravan. And they go back here. So there's that. They take up all of this stuff back. They grab the component. Grab the plasteel. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about the marble. But take as much steel as they can. And then they go. And they were never here. There. Whatever. Alright, so also deconstruct the solar array. Install this lamp. Uninstall the foam popper and this lamp. And this lamp and this lamp. And this lamp for that matter. Okay, so they finished researching microelectronics. So work on complex microelectronics. This unlocks the high-tech research bench and comms console. So in addition to the research bench, I can also now contact people. Now I would like to research transport pods now, but I need the actual research bench built, which I haven't gotten to yet. So they are going to... Let's have them do something simple and research hydroponics for right now. In the meantime, move this over here, uninstall these two, and then we'll put a high-tech research bench right here. And because it's bigger than the two standard research benches, I'm just going to have to go with one for now until I manage to build a bigger area. So uninstall this foam popper as well. And Yoko is now fully healed. Okay, good. Oh, and this one as well. The local yak has also gone mad, and it's charging. So, everybody form a battle line. All animals back in the safe area. Yes, I know I have a lot of animals. That's what happens when I acquire a whole pile of stuff, including animals. And don't, well, get them killed or try to sell them off, or other random fun things. And we're gonna have you hide behind the sandbags. Same with you, and you, and you. And the yak is now dead, so more food for us. And all the animals can come back out. Yes, I now know that, in regards to this caravan, I should have destroyed all the stone blocks that it took apart, but I didn't feel like it. That's technical in regards to the pirates, and that wasn't a pirate installation. Yeah, whatever. It's my game, I can bend whatever rules I feel like. Game cheats anyway. You know this, I know this. Static knows this. Everybody knows this. Okay, so a group of visitors from the Saloni, the Pact is here to visit, and the caravan has returned. So they are victorious. Yay. Meantime, everything else has been deconstructed. So we're now going to deconstruct the defensive perimeter, as well as all these power lines. Now I know somewhere, I think it's actually in Antioch, I actually do have a spare turret. Yeah, steel mini turret. That's sitting behind this tree that I thought was destroyed, but wasn't. It's not the case here, so... Oh, this thing. Gotta uninstall a lamp. Gonna have them do that, and once that's done, they'll take apart the, we'll delete the growing areas as well. Cut all these plants down. Then once that's done, we'll have them take apart the storage facility, the sleeping quarters, the campfire, and then the fridge area. Then after that, I'll just have everybody pack up, and that'll be it for Colonists. Oh, and the generator. Can't forget the generator. It would be nice if we could just uninstall the solar panels and generators and other power sources like that, but apparently I can't, so... Oh well. Also don't need this area either. Oh, that's right, so I thought that was hay grass. It would stick now if they get attacked at Talonis, because the defensive perimeter is technically gone. Although you could argue Antioch doesn't actually have a defensive perimeter other than the inner one, so they'll just hide out by a building and hope that provides enough cover. Oh look, another ewe is pregnant. I told them to take apart the generator, didn't I? Cancel that for a minute. We'll have them deconstruct all these spare power lines that were sitting where... So cancel that. So chop down these trees just to refuel the campfire real quick. So Chief is no longer inspired, so... Okay, so these guys are just hanging out now, and I still technically have to take care of this encampment. So how long is that going to be? 1.8 days. They're basically going to be leaving for 2 days. And it is actually just past Sympathy City. So I wonder if I could actually go shopping there. But there's 8 enemies there. And I'll wait until... How long do I have to complete that quest? 6 days, so... I'll actually wait until Talonis is, well, packed up. A mad wild boar. Okay. All animals in the barn. This may take a while. Random self-tamed squirrel. So I think it was self-tamed. I don't think I actually actively tamed it. Those are just chem fuel just sitting here. And the boar is dead, so there's that. So I think I actually maxed out my storage. Alright, so all the Labradors go to the pet setting, and everybody else, well, goes back to animal. I deconstructed that campfire, didn't I? Okay, so on that note, now that the perimeter is technically gone, we'll remove the roof of the storage facility. Then once that roof is gone, we'll take down the walls and the floor, and then do the same for the sleeping quarters and then food area, pack everything up, and then be on our way. Also, and I actually completely forgot about this, where is the high-tech research bench? Here we are. And see, as you can see, it's actually quite larger than the individual simple research benches. So we'll just move the chair there and uninstall this chair. We'll turn the chair around and then reinstall it there. Alright, so Yak Calf number 3 is under attack by a timber wolf. Yak Calf 3 is probably dead, because I usually can't... Yep, Yak Calf 3 is now dead. It's a shame, I know. Shoot it. We accidentally hit our own alpaca. At least I think we shot the alpaca. But Timberwolf is now lunch. Even if we did lose a deer yak. I don't believe I have the spare wood to rebuild the campfire, and I don't feel like harvesting more wood, so... We're just going to build a butcher spot to take apart the carcasses, and I guess bring the meat back with us. Okay, so now that that's done, construct. We're not going to deconstruct the unattached lamps. We're going to just deconstruct the walls. And apparently, Chief and Hercules have started a brawl. Because somebody in wooden armor has the brilliant idea to attack somebody in powered armor. It's a fist fight, but yeah, there's still that. And they finished researching hydroponics, and now that I'm assuming the microelectronics bench is done, because they couldn't research anything without it, we'll go with transport pods. Okay, so now that the storage facility is now taken apart, yeah, it's 1 p.m. game time. Move the roof of the sleeping quarters. Yes, I know everything will deteriorate because it's an open environment, but you know, I'm taking everything apart, and hopefully they're only going to be here for a day, or it's only going to be out in the open for a day or two. While I'm well aware I can't technically repair things, it shouldn't be that long. I mean, they did just completely finish deconstructing the walls of the sleeping quarters, and it's now only, what, 6 p.m.? Alright, so I have to remove the floors as well. And the heater really does not need to be installed right now. And we'll deconstruct the passive cooler because technically everybody's outside. And Chief is suffering from yet another major break risk. Because he's in an unsettling environment, intense pain. Well, he started a fist. Well, someone had a fist fight. And so come tomorrow, daytime, a mad horse. Where is this horse? Okay. Everybody up. Everybody over here. Or, you know, everybody over here. Is the puppy attacking a horse? The puppy is attacking a horse. The puppy is apparently high on ambrosia. This is Rimworld for you. Okay. Alright, so they're all dead. Did they accidentally hit the puppy? No, they did not. Got kicked in the liver by a horse leg, but they did not actually kill the puppy. As for this stallion, hunted. I'm also going to expand the stockpile zone just so that way they can fit everything that's piled out here. Because when I deconstruct the power conduit, I don't want to deconstruct the heater as well. Just a random wild turkey just say, oh look, alpaca 15 has given birth. Could be worse. Could be like that one time a couple episodes ago where I had the 2 yaks in a caravan, and just as the caravan's leaving, they gave birth, leaving the calves behind. That was a fun time. Sort of, kind of ish, but not really. Okay, so we're going to uninstall the lamp now, as well as the chairs and the chess table. And I think I accidentally had them deconstruct the horseshoe pin. Because I forgot it was there. Deconstruct the butcher spot because we won't need it. Deconstruct this power conduit. And just like that, the alpacas are back at it. Okay, so we're going to... Where is... So, last thing we're going to do is unroof the food storage. Because this needs to be refrigerated, and it can't be refrigerated if there's no roof. And the animals are now suffering so a whole lot of my sheep are now suffering from the flu. A lot of my sheep. What was that? Oh goody, a fire. Because apparently conduit discharge and all 3,000 stored watts just exploded right there. Okay. Well, hopefully they'll put it out before it catches something important on fire. Luckily, the chem fuel wasn't stored in that spot. Okay, so now that this, I believe, is now technically unroofed, we're going to take apart the walls. In fact, just take apart everything. Because you can't uninstall the cooler, you can't uninstall the wood-fired generator, and the power conduit's just in the way. The food will spoil in 2 days. Hopefully 2 days from now there won't be a colonist left, because I've taken everything apart, packed everything up, and I've headed back to Antioch by then. Hopefully. Chief is also suffering from a break risk again. And I forgot about that lamp. Okay. I got plenty of lamps, and rather than just using the ones I got, I just build more. So nothing's powered anymore, so it doesn't really matter if the generator's active or not. And Chief is now wandering about in a daze. Alright, well, he has until tomorrow to get out of it, because we're leaving tomorrow, and I'm not leaving him behind. Also, all the food will spoil in 2.8 days, I believe, so. He again has until then to snap out of it. Chief generally has a whole bunch of issues. If somebody's going to have a psychotic break and do something stupid, it's probably going to be him. Half the time it's him anyway. Yeah, the sheep have actually... I have a... oh, no, it's the same Labrador puppy, I believe. That or a second Labrador puppy's high in ambrosia. Not quite certain how they got it. It should have been stored somewhere. Okay, whatever. So what few animals that I'm seeing that are been infected with the flu, their immunity seems to be higher than the percentage of the disease, so if they can stay medicated, they should be able to survive it. If not, then, well, I lose a whole bunch of sheep. Alright, well, now that that's done, move the last of the floors. And uninstall the beds. food area, delete the storage area. Colonist lending quest expires in 24 hours. The brigand layer expires in 3.5. I'm probably not actually going to get around to doing it, truth be told, so we'll just cancel that quest. Because I had my people be busy doing other things, and I forgot about it completely. Alright, so technically, the last of Telonis is gone. So all I have to do is, well, pack up and leave, which I'm not quite certain it's going to let me because Chief is currently in a psychotic break. So, yeah, everybody but Chief will be leaving. So I gotta wait for Chief to basically collapse. Because as usual, this member of my team has decided to, well, mess things up again. Where even is he? Oh, there he is. That's the alpaca. Try to arrest Chief Mercenary. No reachable, unreserved, enclosed prison area. And one thing I have found is that if somebody has a psychotic break, you arrest them, but undraft and they get arrested, and you undraft the person that arrested them before they get to the prison cell, it cancels out the psychotic break. Or I could just wait until he collapses due to starvation, but that may take a while. Of course, I would then have to effectively build a prison, which, since there's literally nothing left, I don't feel like doing it. So I guess we wait until he collapses. Of course, he just ate something, so prison it is, I guess. So, simple area, just chop some wood down. Because if I wait until he oh look, the transfer pods are done. I have a feeling if I wait until he naturally comes out of it, the food will probably spoil, and then they'll starve on the way back. So transport pods are done. Construct launchable transport pods that you can use to send people and supplies long distances across the planet's surface. Used for raiding, travel, sending gifts, and more. Alright, so now that that's done, what else do I want? You know what, let's go with geothermal power next. It's outside of solar panels, it's probably my next main used power source. And he's actually sleeping in the spot. Okay, then. So this is now for prisoners. Just gonna let him wander a little bit. Who's closest? You. 68% chance. 100% chance. So go arrest him. And, undraft. And, no, he's still side wandering. Okay. Thought that would work. It didn't. this. Then just deconstruct it. Alright, so they're probably going to need a food source, so build a new campfire. Cook simple meals. Do forever. Also going to need a butcher spot because, well, I guess they can harvest berries. Are there any berries nearby? I don't actually know. Just deconstruct this, and you can now undraft. Because I forgot he was there. Okay. All I have is to arrest. Can I actually hit him? I was hoping that would snap him out of it, but no. Okay, finally, he is no longer having a major, having a psychotic break. So what we're going to do is we're going to deconstruct the campfire. We're going to cancel the bill. We're going to deconstruct the campfire. So that should technically be everything here. So we're going to go to world. We're going to go to form caravan. We're going to go here. We're going to flag everybody. And we are going to take pretty much everything with us. Well, everything that we can fit. So all the cloth, all the wool, leather, steel, various blocks, all the equipment, all the furniture. Well, maybe not the limestone chunks. The wood, the bows, the remaining silver. Yeah, all that's left is all the various rocks, so I mean I could technically take some of them with me. I don't feel like it. Just making certain that it's everything and everybody. And that should be everybody. So apparently I did not collect all of the wood. Can I cancel the caravan? Okay, cancel the forming the caravan. And then reform the caravan. Except, again, it's going to be everybody and everything. We already packed up everything. And I'm actually not seeing the wood here. So, they either can't take the wood or it's already with them. So, I guess send. For some reason it seems to think that they don't actually have any food, so... And they're just gonna unpack everything. Okay, fine. We'll just have them unpack everything first. Who's being attacked by a cougar? Shoot the cougar, please. The game really does not want me to leave here. I said shoot the cougar. Alright, so that's going... So my alpaca's going to be dead in 2 hours, so... Goodbye, alpaca. I guess we have to unpack everything and then repack it. So now is everything unpacked? I'm going to assume yes. Very well then, let's try this again. Form caravan. We're going here. I should have just left the wood. That's what I should have done. But I got greedy, and for that, an alpaca died, and I have to do this twice. Again, all the medicine. All this stuff. No, we're not taking the chunks. I mean, I probably could. At least some of them. Alright, so all of the wood this time. Yes, 165 or 185. 185 wood. I'm not seeing the alpaca and the cougar carcasses, but I guess since they didn't get dumped in one of my storage areas, they're not flagged as mine. I guess we're leaving them behind, but confirm. Pack it all up and then let's go. Probably means I'm not going to get this 8048 steel either. Yeah, one random passive cooler I forgot to deconstruct. And Chief is asleep. This is going to be one of those times when somebody decides to hold everybody else up, and then something else happens, and it's forced to cancel the convoy. You wake up, and then let's go. Blue's suffering from major break risk. And they're gone. So now all that's technically left is a passive cooler that I failed to notice. And in about 4 days, it's probably going to just deconstruct itself anyway. But that should technically be everything at Talonis. I don't think I left anything behind. Yeah, no animals. No people. Just making a massive stockpile over where I was, just to be absolutely certain. So, yeah, they left 155 wood and 48 steel behind, as well as 25 alpaca wool. So my question is, do I really want to go back for it? And honestly, I think I got plenty of wood, steel, and alpaca wool. So we're going to say goodbye to Colonists and abandon. And the caravan has arrived at Antioch. So everybody's back, and for the first time since I took the pirate stronghold that was Talonis, I believe everybody is now on the same map. And the Labradors are starving, because they usually are. So, yeah, now that Talonis has been packed away and taken apart and processed and sent back to Antioch, I technically, arguably, don't need Antioch anymore, so I can technically figure out which direction I want to go and start planning where I'm going to set up the next forward operating base and plan out which pirate stronghold I plan on attacking next. But that is another issue for another time, because I'm going to call it here. Everybody stay safe from the plague, and have a good day.